Hello, I'm Ina from Spark and Heal. Welcome into my startup journey. Monday started pretty good because me and my co-founder have received an invitation from the residency of Antler. We received an invitation for the initial call with them. They were very interested by our application, and hopefully we can find a time slot this week to talk with them about our idea. The difference of the Antler residency with other accelerators is that they are okay to work with teams which are at the idea stage. So thumbs up for this success. On a separate account, on Wednesday we are talking, so we're having the second call with the accelerator Avan now, and we have made significant progress. My co-founder created a little cute chatbot that I have attached to my website, and you know what? When I was working with the source code, I realized that my website that my current subscription level did not allow customized code addition to the website. So I upgraded my plan. I host my website on the Squarespace. So I upgraded my plan from basic to business. And you know what? I discovered that there is a possibility to create a member community site on this platform, which I already did. So all in all, today we have a working website, which I have slightly changed from being a personal website to a startup website. And I added this community element. And on top of that, I added a little chatbot. I created a page saying that we are launching the community and that we are opening the call for wait list of invitations. But meanwhile, you can chat with our bot and we may answer any of your questions. Or you can also subscribe to our newsletter. So that looks pretty sleek. I love it. I love it. And my dear co-founder is currently on the bus. She is driving from the north of Germany to Ukraine. She's been on the bus over 30 hours, I believe. And I hope she arrives soon home and can sleep, but she was working on the bus. Wow. Big respect to her. That's the beginning of the week. I didn't feel very motivated this morning. I don't know, maybe the weather, maybe because of lack of human interaction. I'm looking forward to scheduling some events for this week and at least go to one. And to finish this, the main achievements, the main milestones for this week are these 2 calls with accelerators and hopefully even more progress on the website building. And also I've just seen that my co-founder sent me a document with a roadmap for our little startup. How wonderful is that? I hope to update you more tomorrow. I've got a lot of updates for today. Stay with me or brew a cup of tea. Last Wednesday, me and my co-founder met with an accelerator Avan now, and we had a very interesting discussion for 15 minutes. We were supposed to prove them that we are worthy not the founding, but being accepted to the program. The first round, if you remember, they didn't let us through. In the end of the call, they said that there are several elements that are missing. But one day later, they emailed us and told us that they want to give us another shot. I don't know for which reasons, and we had 1 week to prove that we are worthy. with my co-founder, we did 8 things. We put together a roadmap, a product scope. We have updated our social media. We have created a mock-up of the potential website. And not only that, when I went to the Squarespace, where I'm currently hosting my website, I updated the version, the basic version, to the professional one. It's called Business, and I saw that in the business version there is a possibility to have a community. So I created a community there. It's just a dummy website, but still it was something like I just created a content, put together some stuff on the website, and embedded the code for the chatbot, where people, while waiting for the actual community to open, they can chat with the chatbot. And so we showed all of this to the accelerator, and I don't know, I had an impression that they were not, maybe they were impressed by the website mock-up, but they didn't actually remember what we told them 1 week before that. So that was very strange. Like, they showed, they even asked us, oh, so what was it last week? And we were like, come on, how many startups did you talk with, and do you actually take notes? And then I was a little bit disappointed because they didn't show much enthusiasm and professionalism, but whatever, they told us, we will let you know about the next step. So does it mean that there will be a next step? Did they see a potential in us in the end? I think that in this week that lasted between the first call and the second call, we showed quite a lot. Well, I still haven't heard anything from them. Today's Friday, but maybe next week, because you know how sometimes they do. Communication is not very fluid, and maybe they didn't come with this. They're still thinking about something. But what I spent most of the week on is to try and answer the question, what value do I want to give to my potential clients, and why do they need to sign up to my platform? This is a question that I discussed with my co-founder, and she challenged me very well on this issue. I thank her for this, because I thought that I knew, but when I started going in depth of this question, I realized that I didn't know as much. I just had a feeling, but I didn't have a logical reasoning and explanation. So, during these last 3 days, I spent some time browsing internet and checking information about communities to understand what people are looking for, why they're paying money for. And I have come up with a lot of interesting information that I want to share with you today. In a way, it's also like a checklist for myself to review when I forget about it. No, in reality, it's so I found a very good interview with Jordan Godbey, who helps businesses to create courses. That's his original business. But then he also works with, well, where is the online course? Then there is a community. So he works with communities, and his interviews, several interviews that I listened, gave me a very clear idea, or maybe not very clear, but a bit clearer idea of what I want and how I see it now. And meanwhile, I requested a call with him, because I think that if I talk with this guy and my money will be well spent, he will give me some valuable answers. So, here is the information that I want to share with you. Maybe this will be useful to you in general, and this is definitely useful for me, like my sort of reminder. Talking to my future self, it would be interesting to review this video same time next year and to see how things change. So, in general, we create communities in order to help people solve the problems that already exist. And in itself, communities has existed forever, from whenever we can remember ourselves. What is interesting and different today that more often, especially in the last year or so, we are using communities as a business model. And that's how actually I want to look at my startup. That's how I want to look at my business. It's not just community in sake of community, but it's a business model. Then the second point, which was very important to me to understand, to become aware of, that audiences are not communities. That's also something to keep in mind. Yes, I have certain followership on Instagram and on YouTube, but they're not communities yet, unless I want to transform them into such. And so, yes, communities solve problems that already exist. They don't solve some hypothetical problems. And usually, communities take the value that already exists, they enhance it, and that's the actual power and value of communities. Therefore, we have two value drivers. So why would we become part of the community? On one hand, you have this connection side. Value is driven by members of this community. I'm just thinking aloud, so in my case, this is a community for women affected by breast cancer. So being into this community will empower other women. So women who are in this community will empower each other on different stages of their cancer journey, or this breast cancer survivors. And then the other value is the curriculum, some sort of courses or information that will take people on a journey. Again, in my case, this can be different information or courses about how to go through chemo, how to combat different chemo side effects or radiotherapy side effects, how to adapt your life after you are done with the active side of breast cancer treatment. And so, Jordan highlights 4 types of these paid communities. So when we decide to, okay, we want to make money from communities, he categorizes them into 4 buckets. So, like I said, there are 2 values, connections and curriculum. So, based on this, from the first bucket, connections, we have 2 subcategories, low ticket value and high ticket value. Meaning communities for which you pay, like, I don't know, 5 euros a month, and communities for which you pay, let's say, 500 euros a month. So the low ticket communities are peer communities. These are places where people with similar goals meet and discuss about these goals and problems that they try to resolve. Again, breast cancer community, women go there, discuss different side effects, during chemo, after chemo, life-changing events, and all of this. So each member gains some value because of this interaction, and they know that in this particular space, they have this safe space to talk about the topic, which is very sensitive, breast cancer, a lot of private information. And so they're happy to pay for this in order to be there, to interact with similar people. Then you have the high-ticket communities on the connection, under the connection bucket, which is, for example, 500 euros a month, which is called proximity community. This is a community of masterminds. For example, not only I bring people with similar problems together, but I also give them solutions, very targeted solutions by experts and specialists. For instance, every week I invite an expert, a doctor or a scientist who talks with these women about a particular topic, and they have a Q&A session where they can ask questions and interact with this person. Then also there is a time that each community member can interact with the leader of the community. As much as I don't like this name, but yeah, we can say the creator of the community. So not only we share the space, we have similar goals, there are similar problems we try to resolve, but then we also get very targeted communication with experts and community leader. Like, this is pretty much coaching for our problems, so they're not some hypothetical solutions or okay. And so this we can see as we are solving the next step on our journey. And of course I can imagine that for a breast cancer community there are different segmentations, because you have different types of people who will join. For example, women who are going through chemo to prepare for surgery and after surgery, like mastectomy stuff. Then you have radiotherapy, then you have a group for anti-hormonal treatment, and things like that. So just taking a journey of a woman with breast cancer and breaking it down into smaller steps. So this can be like that. And now we have two parts of the curriculum bucket for low ticket and high ticket value. So that's where these courses come into game. So the low ticket curriculum situation is courses. So not only community comes there to discuss and have targeted events, but they go to learn, for example, how to adapt to a workplace after breast cancer, or how to date after breast cancer, and how you were ditched by a partner, because don't forget, women are 7 times more likely to be left by their partner than men, because men... Okay, that's another conversation. And so, even though they have courses there on this platform, but seriously, guys, how many amongst you have completed a course? How many courses have you purchased in your life and you've completed them all? That's a very small percentage. But then on top of that, like next level, how many practical steps from these courses you have implemented into your life? This is probably less. So it's like, when look at this like a funnel, then you see that there is a need for somebody to kick your ass to complete these courses. And that's where this next bucket comes into place. So high ticket curriculum bucket, where not only you have the courses, but you also have this community-powered courses, where you have accountability partners and you have a coach or a community leader who kicks your ass and makes sure that you complete all the courses. So not only accountability, but also follow up with you and understanding and like follow up on how you're doing in terms of learning and how you're doing in terms of implementing. So this, I think, is extremely powerful. For instance, you can have, like me, when I had very low self-esteem and somebody would kick my ass to say, okay, you need to put yourself out there once in a day, and then they would check in with me the next day and ask me if I did it. I think this would be really great. Now, my question is a million-dollar question. This part is very interesting, so I'm definitely interested in the high-ticket communities, because in this case, I don't need to have a lot of volume. It would be just enough for me to have 10, let's say, paying customers, but then I know that I have a certain revenue. But now, how do I sell this high-ticket community to breast cancer patients or survivors? Because to me, that's the biggest caveat. Here's the biggest caveat. It's such a sensitive topic, breast cancer, and now I will ask people to pay for this. So this is the question that I want Jordan Godbey to help me answer, and I hope that I will have a call with him soon, because this is a real million-dollar question. And maybe discussing with him, I will realize that I don't need to create a startup. I can just create a community and this would be it. That's another question of the day. Yeah, so that's like a big thing that I understood about communities this week, and I hope this particular bit was very useful to you. Having this said, I wish you a happy weekend, and then I'll see you next week. Bye bye!